Live from London, this is Talk Women.
Hello and welcome to Talk Women, the show where we say what we mean and we don't apologise for it. I'm Samara Gill, and on today's show we have an absolute treat for you. It's our special Christmas episode, and I'm joined by the fabulous Laila Cunningham and assistant Showbiz Editor to The Sun, Amanda Devlin, and Talk Royalty, it's Kevin O'Sullivan. And together we'll be discussing which politicians and celebrities have done enough to earn our fabulous prize, the Snowflake of the Year Award. But first, woke Scottish government chiefs have been blasted after issuing a warning about the risk of Christmas parties upsetting people. Managers were told that festive social events could be overstimulating for some civil servants and that they should try to make them more inclusive. Well, Laila, do we really need to be more inclusive when it comes to work Christmas parties? I mean, come on.
Aren't they optional?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go if you don't feel included.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I think Christmas parties are the best. I mean, I have been to some pretty bad ones where you've got, some drunk manager going, hello, Laila, you look really nice tonight. Haven't seen you out of your work clothes.
I mean, yeah, but there's none of that anymore. I mean, the Christmas party that we just had, there was no juicy gossip or drama because everyone's so on guard, which maybe is a good thing. But I mean, Amanda, you've come off sort of like a spate of Christmas parties.
Yes.
I mean, that you go to probably all of them because you're in different parts of this building.
Yeah.
Would you say that it's the death of the Christmas party this year?
It better not be. I'm furious about this story. It just shows that it's like we can't for 1 second have any control of ourselves, and we've got to have someone telling us what to do. And it just drives me mad. If we don't want to go to something, we don't have to go. We could set up something else. Why does it have to be that then everyone's got to change and make their Christmas party different? It just makes no sense.
So the staffers at the Scottish Government were told that, and I quote, staff diversity networks had warned of the impact of hosting Christmas parties on different minority groups.
Wow.
This is this absolute fallacy, this absolute lie, this ridiculous myth that somehow, if you're not a Christian, if you're a Muslim or a Jew or a Buddhist or a Hindu, you are mortally offended by the very concept of Christmas. Where did they get that idea? We've done this on our show several times. We always get calls from Muslims and Hindus saying, I'm a Muslim, I love Christmas. Yeah. I'm a Jew, I love it.
I have 3 trees in my house this year.
Oh my God.
I have the big main one. I have, it's almost like the 3 pyramids. A little one, and I think the more the better, the more festivities, the better. The thing is, successful countries are proud of what they are. They don't bow down to everyone else. I mean, Britain is not just a place to move, it's a place of culture and history, and part of that culture and history is Christmas.
Yeah, and you make such a good point, Laila. It's so divisive to be banning this stuff or at least trying to sanitize it and get rid of it, because it's actually pitting people against each other and saying, oh, now because we've allowed multiculturalism and now we have to ban everything. And it's just not true. It's coming from these companies and these diversity officers and these HR managers who think, oh, it's too much of a liability. We can't have anyone side looking at anything, and we can't basically, we have to sacrifice Christmas so that we don't get any complaints. I mean, Kev, you've been to a fair few Christmas parties in your time, I would say.
Never a good one. Never been to a good one. But yes,
being on Fleet Street, being where it gets all out of control.
Fleet Street was one long party. We didn't have to wait for Christmas. People go, do you drink much at Christmas? Well, yeah, but only in line with the rest of the year. But look, as I just said, what this is all about, this is this new absurd syndrome where people try to preempt the possibility of offence. So you get these companies like Tesco going, oh my God, if we call it a Christmas tree, there's going to be fighting riots in the streets. We'll have to call it an evergreen tree. Oh, we can't have a gingerbread man. That's sexist. Let's have a gingerbread person.
Who are these people? Who are the people making those decisions?
Yeah.
Because what freak society are they? That's what worries me. What are they doing?
Civil servants who don't live in the real world, sorry.
Yeah.
They're not
Exactly,
only
it's so
civil
scary.
servants. They're not only they're corporations. They're supermarkets. They're superstores. They're shops, businesses, companies. All make this ridiculous decision that somehow If you're not a Christian, you'll be offended by Christmas. Are we, Christians, I think the three of us, are we offended by Eid? Why would we be offended by Eid? So why would a Muslim be offended by
But also, you can be a
It's
Christian
nonsense.
and not drink, obviously. So it's not even about the religious side of it. It's just about them sort of controlling. It's
Totally.
Don't you think that's all what it comes down to?
The thing is, strong countries are confident about who they are and what they represent, and we know what we are. Right, and
Yeah.
when you
That's what we are.
but when you welcome newcomers, you welcome them on our terms, not by erasing ourselves, not by erasing our culture.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. It's reminding me of this sort of really dark and dreary time that I feel like we are living in the UK, where everything's just kind of crap. We're in a massive sort of section of austerity and not prosperity. And then sort of the final nail in the coffin is to be cancelling Christmas parties or governments advising after them. I mean, it's something for the staff to look forward to. It comes down to even just the simplicity of that. And I think that it's also part of this nanny statism that we see, where the government keeps trying to put its grubby little fingers into whatever practices we do and say, you know, it's not going to be good because, you know, there might be debauchery or there might be this and that. I mean, do you think that this is going too far? Because this has come from the Scottish government. This is them telling us, no, you maybe shouldn't do that. I mean, Amanda, would you think that this is the government going a little
drastically too far? And I'm Scottish. I was born up there. My family are all still living
Is that why
there.
you got that Scottish
And
accent?
can you tell it's really thick? I don't know if you can understand me.
Do your friends call you Jock?
Born there, Kev, okay? So born there,
wouldn't
and
boast
that's
about
why
it.
I do actually think that part of my heritage is, you know, good at drinking, good at going out and socialising, having fun. So I feel really let down by
Sustaining
my
very cold
Scots, you know?
temperatures in a t-shirt.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel that I'm being let down by everyone up there who hasn't actually just embraced this time of year and said, look, let go, let loose, have fun, and don't take everything so bloody seriously.
Isn't this the same government that placed men who rape women but self-identified as a woman in female prisons
That's
as well?
a great point.
I mean, honestly, they just need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, exactly. This is wokeification of something that we hold so sacred to ourselves. I mean, it's quite interesting, though. I mean, there are some horrible stories that have come out of Christmas parties. Has anyone got one that they'd like to tell? Kev, I'm sure you've had some egregious times. Anything
This
safe
is a
for
family
air?
show, isn't it?
what they're trying to get rid of.
When I was on Fleet Street, I mean, literally, you couldn't tell the difference between Christmas and any other time. we used to begin drinking around about 10 in the morning and never stop. But does anyone have a sick bucket by any chance? Because I'm going to read the internal memo that was sent to the Scottish Government Civil Service staff. It says this. Excuse me if I puke. This season means different things to different people. Not everyone celebrates the same holidays, and for some, it can be a difficult and lonely time. Busy social events can be, this is the bit I like, can be overstimulating for many colleagues, while others may not be able to attend due to caring responsibilities or may not celebrate Christmas, but still want to connect with colleagues. So the deal is that whoever wrote that is the bore of the century. It's Christmas. Have a drink. It's not overstimulating to have a drink with a few of your friends and enjoy the festive season.
If you're overstimulated, leave.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, how do you get overstimulated? What does that even mean?
I know. How are you in an active workplace and not get overstimulated?
Yeah, I think it's this classic, it's what the country keeps doing, prioritising a minority of people's needs over the majority that just want to have a fun time, have a drink, have a piece of cake.
Spoil it for everyone
call it a
else.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Spoil it for everyone else. And it's just not fair. I mean, we keep pandering, you know, we're the anxiety generation, the ones who stay at home, a lot of people hopping back on benefits. We're now pandering to them. We're completely doing that by saying, well, even if you are at work and you don't feel like you can go to a Christmas party, then you don't have to do that either. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
I just want the government to get out of my life.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yes.
If I want to go to a Christmas party, I'll take the responsibility. If I'm overstimulated, I leave. If I'm offended, who cares? You know, I should be offended, and that's it. Just leave me alone to live my life and make my own decisions.
And no wonder we're all so anxious, because we're being told what to feel anxious about.
Yes,
to feel lonely,
exactly.
to feel
I'm not anxious.
overstimulated,
I don't
all of
listen to
this
this
stuff.
claptrap. I'm not anxious
Wait
at
a
all.
second, you didn't come to the Christmas party this year, Kev.
Yeah.
He was
I'm too old
overstimulated,
for
he had
that
to
sort of
leave.
thing. Yeah. But you know what you're saying about the government. You know, one of my favourite quotes of all time is from Ronald Reagan, which is, what's the most terrifying sentence in the British language? In the English language, someone knocking at your door and saying, I'm from the government, I'm here to help.
Yeah. And that's exactly what this is. And I think we need to stand up, go to our Christmas parties, get the sick bucket out, and call it a day.
Let's go right now. Let's go.
And you know, as a proud Scot, you now reveal, Amanda.
Yeah.
Why is this happening in Scotland? Scotland's party country. People have a good time in Scotland. What's happened to your great nation?
Honestly, I don't know.
I
I don't want them to. You have to tell me because I'm
Nicola
starting
Sturgeon,
to think that I'll
that's
just
what
not tell
happened.
anyone.
3 letters. S-N-P.
Yeah.
Oof.
And Nicola Sturgeon, Nicola, Queen of Scots, who destroyed that fun-loving country. She really did.
Yeah.
As you say, putting male rapists into female prisons.
Madness.
But let's be honest.
And ruining her career along the way.
The Scots aren't going to follow this advice, or this is just within the civil service. It's not going to be something that everyday ordinary Scots will put up with. They will do what the hell they want.
To be fair, though, Scots do vote for SNP. I mean, they keep
Yeah.
winning. So you might say that, but there's a majority who like this.
But it's because they had their one-party issue of leaving.
Right.
So
Yeah, they
leaving
like
the
independence,
union. I think it's I think it's more about that, and I think that's what when you see the next election come around, what you'll see will change.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
It's worrying though that these wokies are running Scotland and they're clearly running it into the ground. You know, the fish rots from the head down, and that's clear with the SNP. So, well, still to come, we will be discussing Kev, Laila, and Amanda's Snowflake of the Year. Speaking of. Now, it wouldn't be Talk Women without handing out a prize no one asked for. But plenty are desperate to win. Yes, it's time to ask which celebrity has gone above and beyond this year to earn the ultimate honour, our Snowflake of the Year award. Kev, let's start with you.
Well, I've got 2 nominations, so you can choose which one you prefer. One is a late entry into this prestigious competition. I have to say, it is the ludicrous MP for Coventry, Zara Sultana, who's part of the ridiculous Your Party of Magic Grandpa Jeremy Corbyn's mob, who spent 6 months saying, we've got a working title for the party. We just call ourselves, for the time being, we're going to call ourselves Your Party. We're going to work out what we're going to call ourselves later. After 6 months later, we've worked out what we're going to call ourselves. Your Party. Well done. Anyway, Zara Sultana has gone down to a prison where one of these ludicrous Palestine Action hunger strikers is, according to her, close to death. We've got 8 of these Palestine Action hunger strikers who've been in jail for the best part of a year waiting for terrorist offences, for their trials for terrorist offences. 5 of them have been taken to hospital. 1 is in jail. Zara Sultana has gone down and said, you've got to get an ambulance now, she's close to death.
I'm an MP.
Yeah,
I'm a member of Parliament.
Yeah, I'm a member of Parliament and member Zara Sultana.
Really serving her constituents.
So she's a late entry, late entry, strong contender. My other contender would have to be, I think, Lenny Henry for the Together movement that he's formed for celebrities to fight far-right extremism. But I think more to the point with Lenny Henry, I think his ultimate snowflake announcement was that Britain has to pay to the descendants of slaves, plantation slaves in the Caribbean, 18 trillion pounds.
Wow.
Now, reparations for slavery. He says that's the kind thing to do. Well,
More than
Lenny,
the GDP.
Well, Lenny, if you did that, millions of people, but certainly thousands of people in this country would go bankrupt and starve. So it's not kind. So Lenny Henry, for demanding that we cough up 18 trillion pounds to the descendants of slave plantations 300 years ago. No thanks, Lenny. And or Zara Sultana for her ridiculous prison vigil for the people whose crisis could be solved if somebody gave them a sandwich. End of.
Some very strong contenders there, Kev. My gosh. Yeah, we spoke about Lenny Henry on the show last week, and it was just, I mean, that man, he really just needs to sit down and
He's very many things, Lenny Henry. He's very many things. The one thing he's not is funny.
Yeah,
I used to like Lenny Henry growing up.
You're the one. I've been searching for someone.
I used to, I think, growing up. But as like we discussed many times on the show, actors need to stay in their lane. You know, he's made a lot of money. Just stay in your lane and stop looking down on people who have serious concerns about immigration. And basically the safety of our country.
Do you know what his first TV show was? His big breakthrough show? It's the Black and White Minstrel Show.
Oh, really?
The racist black and white minstrel show. That was his first TV.
He used to always do the comedy thing.
Well, it's comedy, but...
Oh, but Kev...
No, there was charity, what's it called, with the red nose?
Kev, that was so long ago, maybe 40 years ago. Why should we hold someone to account?
Oh, but he must apologise.
Yeah, you must apologise for that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's 40 years ago, you know.
He must apologise.
Well, I'm still very offended by the Black and White Minstrel Show, so I demand that Lenny gives me reparations.
Should we maybe haul some of the staff members?
And in fact, you know
I'll
what?
take 18 million.
You know, the thing is, I might actually protest against it. Yeah. You know, this kind of that kind of sense of humour in those days has really is troubling me still.
It's not right. Maybe we should get some of his castmates out and sort of interview them on the BBC or something.
And the staff. I mean, how do the staff feel now being part of his team on that show? They must be traumatised.
Oh God, take his house in
Doesn't bear thinking about.
Doesn't bear thinking.
It's not like, well, if anyone gets what we're talking about.
It literally doesn't bear thinking about.
Anyway,
you know, we laugh, but this is a serious conversation people are having on the news now.
Yes.
You know, we laugh that it's so ridiculous, but this is what our press has whittled down political debate to.
Yeah.
And for me, the snowflake of the year is just anyone who's having that debate, basically.
Yeah.
You know, anyone who demands censorship, silence, retributions. Like Sadiq Khan, if you ever criticise him, right? Because lo and behold, London is such a utopia of safety and pleasantry.
Yeah.
If you criticise him, you're Islamophobic. Yeah. You know, you only criticise him because he's Muslim and you're anti-Islamic.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know, that's it. You know,
it's
obvious. It's obvious that this is everything comes down to identity politics with politicians who live on that as a defence line if they're criticised.
The enemies of freedom of speech. My favourite freedom of speech moment was Keir Starmer in the Oval Office in Washington when J.D. Vance challenged him on, you know, the problems with freedom of speech. You know, you're cracking down too much on freedom of speech. He goes, what we have a very 300, very proud and long tradition of freedom of speech. And I'm going, you're putting people in jail for tweets. For God's sake.
Kevin, the Tories did it as well, though. Let's just lay out the line.
I don't exonerate them. They're more left-wing than Laila.
Yeah.
Amanda, who are your snowflakes? Have you got any nominations? We need 2 nominations. I mean, you're much more sort of slightly more in the showbiz world and that's where the real snowflakes dwell, to be honest.
Yeah, so that's who I'm actually going for. Paloma Faith, who's a singer who was in Celebrity Traitors this year. It was watched by 1 in 4 adults. I can tell that wasn't you.
It wasn't one. I wasn't one of them. I used to have to watch television 35 hours a week for 12 years. Let me tell you, I watch no television now. I'm done. I'm
tired
done.
from it.
Yeah, but it also seemed to be the defence mechanism of the BBC. Whenever they get any controversy, they go, well, we've got traitors. We've got traitors. It's like, that's the only thing you're serving us. But anyway,
it actually
why?
is the only thing, and that's what we're paying our licence for, Fee. I'm sure that's what we actually love about the BBC. And because it's this celebrity version, there was so much interest in it. Paloma Faith is there with a bunch of celebs who are like Jonathan Ross and Alan Carr. Alan Carr she's best friends with. He votes her out as first episode. Spoiler alert.
Best friends.
So she was absolutely fuming about it, rather than thinking, do you know what? I'm loaded, I'm a star, I've been on the best show on TV, I got the opportunity to do it, I've been on for a little bit. Pack your bags and go. She's furious, and she says, honestly, Kev, she's fuming about it. But she keeps going, oh no, I'm not, but also he stabbed me in the back. And she'll go on every interview, every podcast, and she'll just slag Alan off to the point where he revealed this week that he had to call her up and be like, look, I think this is going a bit too far now. I love you. It was nothing personal. It was Celebrity Traitors on the BBC.
Yeah. It shows you like what an insular world these people live in. It's like, have you heard of the cost of living crisis? Do you know the price of milk?
Yeah.
I know. Who's your second one, Amanda?
I was going to go for Kirsty Allsop.
Ooh, okay.
The London thing.
Yeah. So obviously location presenter. She lives in fancy area of London, and she's just telling everyone how we can't possibly be afraid of things that are going on in London we can't possibly admit to feeling a bit more scared when we're out walking at night, and the rising issues of immigration. Because Kirsty Allsop said she spoke to a friend and they feel safe, and she lives in London.
Thank
and
God
she
for
feels
that.
safe.
Yeah. Thank God for that.
She
I
just
feel
thinks,
safe now that she
and she
feels
just
safe.
thinks, and she's got into a spat with Rupert Lowe, the MP, because
She's out in the real world sometimes.
Yeah, and she just doesn't feel like that anyone else should feel threatened by the state of the country that it is.
I saw her tweet and I saw Fraser Nelson's, and you know what? Because they're safe, I feel safe. You know, I'm so
exactly.
reassured
Absolutely fine.
that Kirsty Allsop is safe. So now, when I walk down the streets, you know, there's not a problem. I was imagining it all.
I tell you what, it's
We're all imagining it.
Now, let me tell you, she was dragged up on the mean streets of Mayfair. She knows what it is.
Yeah.
She knows what danger means.
yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
we're living in a city where we've got to have those signs on the road to sort of stay away from the on the
edge,
pavements, because you have to be away from the edge just in case you get your phone snatched. I mean, that's how we're living at the moment. But we've got someone like Kirsty, who, you know, she admits she's very privileged, but she's not living in the real world. She says she gets the tube. Okay, fine. It's nice that you get the tube every now and again. But some of us, you know, we're getting the tube every day. We're maybe having to choose to spend more money on Ubers or Bolts because we're scared to be
Also,
walking home a short
where
distance.
your tube ride ends.
And exactly, the tube,
And
we can't
begins.
get it. You know, if you're actually getting the tube late at night, you're actually going home early, in my opinion, because it stops so bloody early.
Well, exactly. It's always these liberal feminists that will come out when it's about, you know, pay me equally in Hollywood. I want $20 million as well, or I want this and that. But they will never talk about illegal immigration and the threat that is to women, or just mass migration in general. They will never come out and rally for women when a 14-year-old gets assaulted by an asylum seeker. Name one liberal woman that's come out about that. Feminism just doesn't exist to them when it comes to these sort of issues. So I've got no time for it. I want to leave people like her in 2025 and get on to 2026 when we're not listening to them.
You know where my tube journeys end? Edgware, if I'm drunk. So I'm always
Just landed there.
I have to get off at Hampstead. I'm supposed to get off at Hampstead. And if I've had a few drinks, invariably, I'm very well acquainted with Edgware Station. I've never been to Edgware, but I know the station well. You go, oh no! You have to go and get back on the train back.
That sounds like a good Christmas party.
Yeah. I know how to have a Christmas party, I'll tell you.
I do find falling asleep on the tube is so easy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it sort of lulls you to bed, doesn't it?
You're dead. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're a female these days,
No,
you
you
sleep
can't.
on the tube.
And it's so painful because you're desperate to sleep. But I'm like, if I sleep, I might wake up, you know, God knows what's going to happen to me. It's nice that you have that luxury to be able to fall asleep to the end of the line on the train. Women don't have that.
Yes. Well, I've got two very quick nominations. First of all, the BBC. For obvious reasons, I feel like the curtains have been sort of pulled back on how much of a snowflake organisation they are. They're ending the year with a $10 billion lawsuit that I don't think they could end the year any worse off with.
Can I just say something? How did the BBC, so we're filming this a couple of days after Donald Trump said, I'm suing the BBC for $10 billion. By the evening on the BBC's news bulletin, it was $5 billion. So they're just saying, well, it's not as bad as you think because we're making up how much he's suing.
Well, they're confecting the news. They are kind of putting it across in a very weird way because it's two different lawsuits of $5 billion. So I don't know what one would they focus on.
It's $10 billion bucks. But the BBC saying $5 billion. No, it's not. You know.
Laila, I mean, if reform or when reform gets into power, are they going to defund the BBC, or will the BBC have defunded itself in 4 years' time?
Yeah, so I think probably that.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm sorry, once you become a political propaganda machine, you no longer have the right to take my money, and I'm not going to fund it, especially if it's against my views. And I mean, people are calling it was not a mistake. They deliberately spliced the video.
Yeah, but
it was so
Exactly.
And they
deliberate.
admitted it. They admitted it. Here's the deal.
That's true. They did admit that.
They admit it as a mistake.
Those idiots, those self-satisfied idiots at the BBC. This is what you do. You'll know this working for The Sun. I used to work for The Sun. I know about libel laws. This is what you don't do. You don't go, President Trump, this is what you don't do. This is what you don't do. You don't go, well, President Trump is threatening to sue us for $5 billion because He says that Panorama doctored tape of his speech on January the 6th, 2021. We admit that. Yes, we did do that. It was a mistake. Yes, we did edit the tape to make him look bad. Well, that isn't the way to go into a libel case. They've already admitted the libel. Trump cannot lose this case. He won't get 10 billion.
What I read is he has to show harm. And because
that's what they're saying.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. I mean, I think that is the law. But because he won the election and he's rich, he didn't really suffer any harm. But harm is subjective. It's not an objective test.
But Laila, the issue is reputational damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, there is no doubt this guy is the President of the United States of America. He was when he made that speech. They are saying that the President of the United States of America called for violent insurrection in the United States of America. The president called for insurrection, called for the mob to violently march on Capitol Hill. That is reputational damage on another level, on an epic scale. The BBC, conceited fools that they are, think we're okay here. They're not okay. They're going to lose this.
I've been talking to Trump's Alejandro Brito is representing him. I feel like we should slot you in, Kev. I feel like you could kind of get involved. Yeah. You could represent Trump. That could be a second act for you.
I do know about the libel laws. Trust me.
The BBC
I'm an expert.
deserve a lesson. They deserve to be taught a lesson.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be, Laila.
Why should they get away? Everyone's like, oh, you know, how can you say he should sue? Why should they get away with it?
Do you know what they...
You know what? We'll put them in their place.
Exactly.
Put them in their place. They needed that for a long time.
And you get all these apologists for the BBC, former BBC people, institutions.
Somehow Labour MPs, they love it.
They stand up, and I've heard this several times. One person I heard saying, well, the BBC has apologised to Donald Trump. What more does he expect? Wow. I'll tell you what more he expects: $10 billion bloody dollars. That's
totally.
what you know. It's not nonsense, and that they believe that they cannot damage this man's reputation because they think he doesn't have one to damage. He's the president of the United States. But they're going to find out they're going to lose this.
They presented it as the problem is they presented it as fact.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. When they deliberately doctored it, it's basically become a social engineering machine, that BBC. Yes. And it's trying to change opinions to suit their own. Yeah. So it no longer deserves the public purse.
And they say they're also maintaining this is a freedom of speech issue. You know, we should be free to say what we like about
that's fine,
Trump.
but I'm not going to pay for it.
No, but it's not a freedom of speech issue. It's a question of whether or not you're allowed to lie about someone.
Yeah.
And here's the deal, BBC, you're not.
But it's about journalistic integrity, right? So if you're presenting something...
I don't know anything about that.
No, I know that, yeah.
It's alien to me.
But you know what really annoys me? Who's going to pay that $10 billion?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but c'est la vie.
No, I know that, but they've put the taxpayer, to be liable for £10 billion. How dare they?
But they're blaming Donald Trump for that.
Yeah, exactly,
It's Panorama's fault. It's not Donald Trump.
And everyone, sorry, whenever I go on a talk show, they're like, well, you know, do you think Donald Trump really shouldn't do this? Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
I like that.
Give the Guardian what
Donald
they want.
Donald Trump really shouldn't be doing this. I'm like, forget Donald Trump. It's not his fault. Yeah. They're the ones that did
exactly
it.
There's something incredibly satisfying about if it's Donald Trump who actually brings down the BBC after everything they've tried to do to besmirch him. Then
I mean, Lisa Nandy's coming out and saying, you know, maybe we should sort of introduce a subscription model, put things behind a paywall. Is that something that you would be in favour of, Amanda? I mean, this is kind of your bag over here.
I know, I do. I can see where she's coming from with that. And they do. BBC does brilliant dramas.
Yeah, the dramas are fantastic.
They are always brilliant.
One of my favourites.
Name one.
Oh, Line of Duty. Line of Duty.
Oh, that's boring.
No, I love it. Motherland.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that.
Peaky Blinders. Peaky Blinders.
I quite like Peaky Blinders. Yeah.
No, they're all there. I love their shows.
Yeah. That Kin one is really good.
Kin is the Irish Kin. Yeah,
one.
Excellent.
That's brilliant.
Who wrote Motherland? Graham Linehan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Well, there you go. Well,
I quite like Motherland.
Yeah.
The thing is, Laila, and you make a really good point. If this, you know, people have been slapping the BBC on the wrist for years, but no one's actually held them to account. And I think Trump's probably the only one with the courage and power to do that. So let's see.
Yes.
And Meghan Markle was my second nomination, but, you know, that's a whole other show that you can probably watch on Talk that we'll get into that
I'll
with.
be recording that in a minute.
That's a whole episode.
Yes, that is. Look, still to come, is Love Actually the greatest Christmas movie of all time, or is it outdated? A woman has gone viral on TikTok after claiming the Christmas classic Love Actually is outdated, weird, and apparently no longer acceptable. She highlights all the affairs and slams Keira Knightley's fabulous Christmas Eve scene where her husband's best friend declares his love on cue cards, while her husband is just 10 feet away. So let's take a look at that. Nothing sacred anymore. I mean, come on. I guess her grievances are that, you know, Keira Knightley was very young. She was underage in that scene. He's an older man. There's lots of safeguarding problems there. I mean, Amanda, you're the expert on this. Is Love Actually outdated? It is one of the best Christmas movies ever.
I hate to disagree with you. You know I do. But I think it is one of the worst, most overhyped Christmas movies of all time. It is terrible. I actively avoid watching it every single year. I can't stand how people go on about it and how amazing it is and how it gets them in the Christmas spirit. No, it is so terrible. I'll tell you why. Because
there's going to be civil
you're not
war
going to be able to
soon
stop
in the
me now.
studio.
There's just so many problematic storylines with it. I think with that one, it's not even about the age gap or anything. It's the fact that, you know, that's his best friend's girl that he's gone after. He basically stalks her. He films her at her own wedding, just zooming in on her for the entire, 4 hours. And she finds this footage and he just won't let it go, even though he knows they're not going to be together. There's other differences with a guy that's he proposes to a girl who they've never even been able to speak the same language. The Marty McCutcheon and Hugh Grant scene, it's all that fat shaming and
cleaning lady.
I'm not offended by it.
I was going to say there's a power imbalance there slightly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not offended by it, and everyone's free to watch it if they love it.
That's good.
But it's just a terrible, terrible film.
But what you say in terms of Christmas films,
yes,
yeah, they're not exactly Oscar-winning films.
I know that's how bad it is. That it's one of the worst.
What other Christmas film apart from this would you rate as your top?
It's got to be The Holiday. It's just my favourite.
Okay, yeah, I can't debate that. That's one of the best.
Just the best. It's got everything in it that you could possibly imagine. Whereas with Love Actually, I don't know what there's too many plots. There's about 1 million different storylines. I know they kind of all interconnect in some way, but we always go back to the Emma Thompson scene where she finds this necklace that her husband has bought. Another woman half his age, who knows from work. And I mean, and Emma, do you know what I found out actually reading about this? Is that Emma Thompson, her tears, you know, when she's in the bedroom and she gets given the CD instead of the necklace and she realises what's happened with her husband. Love Actually.
Oh, Love Actually. Sorry.
What? This is the iconic Love Actually scene. So she starts crying and she's really good in it, actually.
She is.
But that's because she was drawing on her own experiences and her husband had cheated on her with Helena Bonham Carter. And that's what the inspiration behind of all of those tears. I do like that bit.
Here's the deal. All films by Richard Curtis should be made illegal, including Love Actually. And
there'll be a boycott.
I was a film critic when this came out, and I had to go and watch it in a screening room in the middle of the summer.
God, that's really tough.
It's got really bad memories for me because I had these
tough gig.
Yeah, middle of the summer.
Yeah. Is this sparking PTSD?
You were stuck in a cinema in the middle of summer?
I was.
There's regulation against that.
Yeah, but it was worse than that.
That
Leila, it was worse than that. This is why I've got really bad memories of Love Actually. Well, first of all, I had to write a review. I remember my first sentence. It was, "It's crap, actually." But I left my sunglasses. I had these really great sunglasses I really liked. I left them in the screening room, and I was halfway down the road, and I went running back up to find them, and somebody obviously picked them up. So Love Actually for me got off on a bad start.
You.
I mean, it's a series of sort of storylines that are just ridiculous. But, you know, it's a Richard Curtis film.
I think what it had about it that has made it be one of these classics that we all watch every year.
It's not a classic.
It is. Honestly,
just because you
the whole...
repeat it doesn't mean it's a classic.
No, I think it's one of those
Now,
top
that's a
films
good
that people
philosophical
always...
point.
Now look,
Just because it's not a
hiding
classic.
in the studio.
It's not a very good film.
What qualifies as a classic if it's not always
It's got to be a film of quality. This is not a film of quality.
Well, that's debatable.
Well, someone's revealed herself to be a Love Actually superfan, and that is Laila Cunningham.
Well, no, I just
you
recently
need
watched
to defend your piece with your immaculate debating skills. I don't think anyone can lose an argument against you.
It was so good about it.
I just think, right, it's got really nice, good-looking actors. It's a nice love. They don't make these type of films anymore.
Thank God. Thank God.
Because they're not sanitary, apparently.
It's just easy on the eye. I don't have to think. It's, you know, it's nice. It's just nice and relaxed. It's not about a death cult. It's not about a plague that's going to kill the world. You know, it's not about a sexual offender who's prolific in a town and the detective has to get it. It's just easy watching.
I like sex offenders.
They don't make those anymore. There's no easy watching anymore.
People like it because it's real. It might not be.
It's not real.
No,
It's ridiculously unreal.
It's a film about human emotion and what happens
Not really, is it?
And no, with all this sort of, you know, when we start to try and scrub out human emotion out of films like we can see now, where everything has to be perfect and look through a 2025 lens, then we don't get good cinema. I mean, can you name one good Christmas film this year? No, because they don't release them anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're not able to.
But also,
So I agree
I don't
with you.
think it's even about that we don't release them anymore. It's that we don't. It's as if we've just shut ourselves off to change. We have to listen to the same Christmas song that's 60 years old every single year.
Because they're just better.
But there are good ones that come out. But it's like we don't let ourselves move on from that kind of era. I mean, there's some really good ones.
So.
I mean, you've got Kylie Minogue. She's trying to get her Christmas #1 this year. You've got Ed Sheeran ones. You've got the Leona Lewis. I love Cher's. She's brilliant. But they're all ones that they might get
now.
Yes. Yes, it was
Cher.
like out last year or the year before.
I feel like you're naming a playlist from the 90s.
It's setting such a dangerous precedent.
Well, that's the thing. If they're from the 90s and they're
we're listening to new songs by old singers.
People, yeah. But at least it's not the singers that were back in, like, you know, I don't know, the 60s or that we're still listening to now, and it's beaming out of every shop we're in.
I mean, for me,
from
Christmas
November.
means watching Godfather 1 and 2 on repeat.
That's very Christmassy.
Now
There's a few sort of mafia slaughters.
Yeah, I've got the time. I'm going to sit and digest the beauty that is Godfather 1 and 2.
Precisely. No, I completely agree. And I think, you know, is all I want for Christmas going to be looked through a sort of coercive control lens in 10 years' time? I mean, I don't know. Kev, have you got a Christmas movie that you actually enjoy?
No, I've got a good recommendation for you
Cool.
to watch over Christmas. It's on Netflix at the moment. It's surrounded by Oscar talk. God knows why. It's George Clooney's new film called J. Kelly. And he plays a Hollywood superstar, you know, who's trying to reconnect with normal people and normal life.
Proper method acting.
Because he's isolated by his extreme fame and success. And so it goes on for about 2.5 hours. So my wife and I start watching it last Friday night. And so I started realising after about 20 minutes, wait a minute, this script is dreadful. This is bad. So after about 25 minutes, I go, I think this might be dreadful. My wife goes, shut up, I'm trying to watch it. She said it all seriously. And then about 15 minutes later, she goes, oh my God, it is bad, isn't it? And it gets worse and worse and worse.
This is
and
your
after an hour and a half, we were in it. It is so bad. It is so bad. It's hysterical.
So bad, it's good.
It's hysterically funny. So if you want a damn good laugh over Christmas, watch J. Kelly. And if you want to laugh even more, remember, they're talking about an Oscar for it. It's utter rubbish.
Does Clooney also have a wife in that film that's way too good for him?
Yeah.
Actually, he doesn't.
Miles above him in every way.
He doesn't have a wife in it. And the only thing I will say about it is there's
no spoilers. I can't wait to watch this rubbish film.
No, you should. It's
I mean, you might as well tell us the whole film. None of us are going to watch it after that.
It's mesmerisingly bad. But the only thing I will say about it, George Clooney is a charming actor. He's the only thing that just about holds it together. But if you want to see a filmic catastrophe, I highly recommend J. Kelly over Christmas.
But he always plays that kind of charming.
Yeah,
kind
he's
of,
good at it.
yeah.
He's good at it,
he's not exactly a method actor.
Oh, he's sidling up to be president of the United States.
God.
It'll be him
my
on the Democratic ticket, it's looking like. It'll be the next one of him playing an aspirational
Him
president.
or OAC, imagine.
Meghan Markle on the ticket there as well.
Meghan Markle will be the deputy.
Oh,
Yeah.
God help us.
She
all.
She won't
his
let that
VP.
happen. She'll want to
She'll be his VP.
be the president. He's the VP.
Amanda, give us a recommendation. What should we be watching for Christmas?
I just always go back to the basics of Home Alone. I just think
yeah,
it's just one of those
classic.
that's just like such a family
I've got a Home Alone
favourite. It's
story.
just
Would you
funny.
like to hear it? So when I was,
It's just you on a Friday night.
I've got a story about
You're
everything.
like,
No.
No.
not
So when
really.
I was based in Los Angeles, in Hollywood, there, the woman from 20th Century Fox, as it was then, but in the 90s, phones me up. Her name is Fran Zell. Why do I remember that? I don't know. And she's a real New Yorker. She said, Cameron, could you do me a favor? Can you come to this junket thing? It's a crap movie. Could you just come and interview this kid? And I go, this is Fran, now, come on, it's a Saturday, I don't want to do that. He says, oh, please, I'll get you Michael Douglas next week. I go, all right then. So I go down, I have to watch Home Alone, and then I have to go down and I interview Macaulay Culkin. Nobody else is there because nobody else gives a rat's backside about this film. The film comes out, it's made for $7 million. It made about $500 million around, became the smash hit, and I'm the only person with an interview with Macaulay Culkin. I made a damn fortune all over the world.
Ahead of your time, Kevin, as always.
Luck, it was a bit of luck. It's pure luck.
I got to go with Bridget Jones. I mean, I highly I identify with that spinster. I really.
That could be funny, that film. I quite like
I
that
based
film.
my whole life around
We're
her.
living the Bridget Jones dream, which is at the moment,
Literally.
when you watch the film, actually she was really tragic and it was just awful.
See,
to
that's
be-
something that's
and
aged
now it
backwards.
Yeah, totally.
She's
it
like
has,
an icon.
There should be like a
Such an
Bridget
icon.
Jones in the Tinder era. You know, they haven't done yet a single woman going through Tinder film.
She kind of did in her new film.
Yeah.
did she?
The new Bridget Jones film.
I haven't seen it.
She did kind of start to go on it, and she dated younger men and all of that. But she say that she's real. Bridget Jones lived in one of the flats that's in Borough Market.
I know.
And, oh my God,
Every
what I
time
would do
see
to
it.
live there.
I know. Yeah, as I said,
Oh,
she's.
it's south of the river. Come on.
Yeah, but it was looked at as some sort of hove in the wall. You probably couldn't
Yes.
rent that out for 10 grand a month now. It's like the friend's
But, oh,
house.
she's so tragic having to live there in London Bridge.
It's like single woman with her own flat in London. That's unbelievable. Look, that's a wrap. I just want to say a massive thank you to our brilliant guest today and all of you incredible people for your support that you've given us over our brand new show. Have a fantastic Christmas and we will see you all in the new year.